Hey there guys, Pwnobi here bringing the Pokemon area to Wi-Fi battle. This is going to be another Ancient NU game. I originally intended to do those for a week, but I got really busy. I didn't get a chance to upload all the games that I wanted to do, so I'm going to go ahead and extend that. There's still this and at least one more other game that I want to upload before I kind of bring that to a close and move on to some more 5th generation content for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Also, if you didn't get a chance to check out a Pokemosh Pit video I did, in case you want to see any more 4th generation NU goodness from me, I did upload a 4th generation NU tier match versus Kotest 1616 PB that I just recently had over at Pokemosh Pit. So I'll leave a link to that on the screen. You can click that now if you want to go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to just check it out at the end of the video and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, before we get into the games, I want to have a really brief talk with you guys. I will leave a link to exactly where the battle starts if you would prefer to skip that. But a lot of my older subscribers probably used to hear me say something along the lines of, I am always striving to improve my video content, I'm always trying to improve my quality, I'm always trying to experiment with new things. Examples of that, I started doing little questions of the day. I added little questions and my own little answers, and I did a few little different editing things. I used to, when I first started here on YouTube, I used to record with a webcam, recorded all my battles with webcam, and then I moved over to Windows Movie Maker and using emulators, and then I switched to Camtasia Studio 7, and now I am actually using Sony Vegas 11, and that's something I've been working on for the last day or two, so that's a little bit of an explanation as to why I haven't got a chance to upload the rest of those Ancient NU games as of yet. But I've been experimenting with a lot of new editing, both software and tips and tricks and things along those lines. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this video today with a few of those changes, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Whether you do or not, please leave me some feedback so I know the things that you like, you don't like. Another thing is, I played around with the idea of a watermark. I thought that was a cool little fun thing, and you guys gave me some useful tips about what you liked about it, didn't like about it, preferred it to be a little more transparent. I actually got a couple ideas of switching it, doing a flip with it, so that he was facing the other way. Found it to be a little less distracting, a little less awkward, and I really appreciated all the input and advice you guys gave me. I didn't really get a chance to put it all into place, but hopefully this video will compile some of those suggestions you have made. Anywho, sorry I'm boring you, taking up your time here. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Gonna go ahead and go into the video now, and peace. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the action. This is going to be a 4th generation NU tier game versus IAmTheTie, also known as JT. His link will definitely be in the description. He is an awesome battler. So I'm leading off with my Scarf Beedrill, and I'm just going to go for the U-turn, get some switch initiative. He actually has a Scarfed Furret, something that the Killer Nacho used to use a lot. I kind of thought he might go for a trick, predicting my wall to come in, but that's not what happens. So now I'm going to go into my Koopa Troop, figuring I can take whatever move he wants to go for. If he goes for the U-turn, that'll kind of suck, because it'll kind of keep the momentum in his favor, but if not, it'll give me a free chance to set up Stealth Rocks, which is what's going to happen. Oh yeah, he didn't trick, so he was locked in the Body Slam, obviously, my mistake. But knowing that he brings in Quagsire, I'm not going to want to stay in case he goes for the Surf, so I'm just going to go to my Mantine, a great Quagsire check immune to both stabs, and I pack Toxic. So going to go straight for the Toxic, not playing any games. I haven't seen anything that's going to want to take it, but alas, he shows me Dustox. So great prediction on his part, predicting me probably to go for the Toxic considering my playstyle. And we're kind of at an impasse here. Neither of us can really do anything. So I'm going to swap into my Land Before Time, or actually my Land Before Time, a moderation from my Land Before Time set, which seems weird because he does have the super effective stab Bug Buzz that he could go for, but I'm a bulky set, and I know he's a bulky set, so it shouldn't do too much, and I really just want to get the Leech Seed. I have Leech Seed and now Stealth Rocks, really giving me a lot of momentum here. Going to swap into my Koopa Troop on his Skunk Tank, knowing that I do pack the stab super effective Earthquake, and the only thing that's super effective against a frickin' dark poison type, of course, would be ground, so it's obviously going to give me the advantage, and I can resist the super effective stab move he had against my Meganium. So that's my reasoning for going into him, and I'm just going to go straight for the knockoff. I actually carry knockoff on this particular set, which is going to be great because it's going to catch his Grumpig off guard and knock off a Choice Scarf. I really did not expect to see the Choice Scarf when it switched in, but that's going to be great for me. I know that his other guy's Scarf, as I already said, so he seems to have a pretty offensive team here outside of the Dustox and Quagsire core. So I'm going to go into my Mantine, my Special Wall, sponge those hits relatively well, and he's going to opt to go ahead and go back into his Dustox, knowing that I can't really do anything to him. He doesn't know that I actually carry Rest on this Mantine, and most Rest Talk Mantines carry Hidden Power Flying, which mine does not on this particular set. So that's probably the reason he's staying in here, is trying to whittle me down. I go for one Surf just to bait him into using the Roost next turn, because it'll give me a free turn to go for the Rest. So that's going to be my game plan, and I guess we can see how well that works on the coming turn as I go for the Rest, obviously outspeeding, as I have on the previous turns, and he does indeed go for the Roost. So like I've already covered, we're at a bit of an impasse. This is one of the mini little stall wars, I guess, of the game. It doesn't really happen for too long because we usually take turns deciding to switch out. So I'm going to switch out, go into my Entei, figure I can take whatever he wants to go for if he wants to finally go for another Bug Buzz or reveal a status move of some kind. I do have a Heal Beller, or rather an Aromatherapist. But I'm going to go for the substitute. He actually brings in Quagsire. I didn't think he'd bring in Quagsire, fearing my Hidden Power Grass, but this set actually carries Hidden Power Electric. So this is a bit of a bluff on my part. I have nothing really to do with this sub but go for the Calm Mind. Maybe if he sees the Calm Mind, he'll be fearing the Hidden Power Grass even more, maybe switch out or do something like that. But apparently he has no other options other than this Quagsire, which is going to be an impenetrable wall for my Entei, because I carry the Hidden Power Electric for Mantines and Charizards, and I let Meganium deal with the Gastrodons and Quagsires of the NU world. So with that in mind, I'm going to go into my Meganium, just go for the Leech Seed, try to continue that switch advantage, see what he wants to bring in next as he reveals Camerupt. Camerupt is a very powerful mix sweeper in NU. If he had gone for the Stone Edge, I really could have been at a disadvantage there, but I'm hoping he's going to go for the Stab Fire move, not want to play games, as he does have a limited number of switches, so that's why I went to Mantine. And as he pulled a double switch into his Skuntank, I'm going to go ahead and go into my Sandslash. Once again, obviously it's the best matchup on my team for Skuntank, and even if he does do what he does there, which is explode and take it out, all he really did was get rid of my Skuntank check, and I already set up Stealth Rocks, so it's not really too big of a deal. I brought in Sharpedo there. That was a bad play, considering I knew he had that Scarfurret left. It was pretty obvious that that's what he would bring in. So I'm going to go to my Entei, hoping he's going to go for the U-turn. If he had gone for the U-turn, obviously I could have taken it relatively well, but no, he went straight for the Body Slam, not playing any games, and that's going to put a little bit of damage onto my Entei that I don't want. But knowing that he's obviously going to bring in the Quagsire, I'm going to pull a double switch and go into my Meganium, which is a great play on my part because it's going to allow me to get the Aromatherapy off. And Aromatherapy is going to allow my Beedrill as well as my Entei to no longer have the Paralysis status, which will be useful later since they're both relatively fast pokes, my Beedrill sporting a Choice Scarf. So he's going to go for the Light Screen as I go for the Leech Seed. As I already said, I'm a bulky set and he's a bulky set, so I'm not too afraid of taking one of those Bug Buzzes if I have to in order to get the Leech Seed. I really just need to pressure this Dustox into switching out. Because I really don't have a solid check for it outside of Entei, and as soon as I bring in Entei, he can just swap back and forth continuously with his Quagsire. So in order to try to avoid 100 and bajillion turns of that, I do get the Leech Seed and go into my Space Shark, my Mantine, just to go ahead and wall him while I'm continuously getting recovery, so the pressure is now on him to switch out, as he does indeed go to his Furret again. So I'm thinking he's going to go for the trick here. Disable my counter to his Dustox. So that's why I bring in my Traffic Cop. That way he would just trick me a Choice Scarf, which I already have, and it would basically render his attempts useless. But no, he's going to make a great prediction and go for the Body Slam a third time in a row. That Body Slam is severely crippling my team. And I just decided to go for the Seed Bomb on whatever he wants to bring in, get as much damage off as possible, as he brings in the Camerupt and decides to just go for the Explosion again. So I guess you can see this battle kind of reveals why Explosion got nerfed, because as you can see, Unstab Explosion against a bulky set is going to take it out, as well as taking out a Sandslash, one of the prime physical walls of NU. But either way, I'm going to bring in my Meganium. He brought in Quagsire, obviously an unfavorable matchup, so he's going to try to go into his Dustox, which is not going to be too great for him, because like I've already revealed, I do carry the Leech Seed to attempt to continue to force this thing out. So I'm thinking this turn he's going to want to go for the Bug Buzz, which is why I'm going to go ahead and swap out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I go for a Seed Bomb first. I don't know why I went for Seed Bomb that turn. I meant to switch out to Entei. Maybe I thought he'd predict the Entei switch and go to Quagsire or something, but even then that probably wasn't too smart of a play. I think my overall goal here though is just to continue. It doesn't really matter if I put any pressure on this Dustox outside of the Leech Seed, in addition to the fact that he's continuously being PP stalled. He's losing pressure points for every turn that I swap around, whereas I am obviously not. So, I really don't have a solid counter to this Dustox outside of Entei, which I already revealed, and he, of course, has the Quagsire. So he's going to Toxic on my switch, which is going to catch my Entei off guard. Now I have 2 pokes that are poisoned. I'm going to definitely need to find room to go for another Aromatherapy if possible. So I decided, I believe, to go for that now by switching back into my Meganium, because obviously there's nothing he can do to it. So he's going to go for the Ice Punch, predicting the Meganium switch in, and just gauge how much it can do to me. And it's not even going to do a 4th, not even a 5th after Leftovers recovery. So obviously Unstap Ice Punch from what I can only assume to be a defensive Quagsire isn't going to do jack diddly balls. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Seed Bomb on his switch, knowing that the only things really left on his team is Dustox, which I can continue to pressure with Leech Seed, as well as PB Stalling. And then he has this Furret, which will obviously be taking damage, as well as his Grumpig. With both of them not having recovery, I decided that Leech Seed was not necessarily my best bet, because then I'm going to have to deal with the fact that he could just switch out on the next turn and take less damage than he would from a Seed Bomb. So now he finally tricks me, just when I'm thinking that he might actually go for a U-turn or a Body Slam or something like that. So he played very, very well around my walls, making sure that he tricked the right things. He exploded on the right targets and then tricked in order to effectively cripple all of my walls. But thankfully for me, I'm going to predict his Roost and swap out to Rocket Man, which is going to give me the opportunity to go for a Zen Headbutt, which he definitely did not see coming. Zen Headbutt is a great move to deal with Poliwrath, to deal with Dustox, and things like that a lot of the other Sharpedo sets can't deal with. I did get a critical hit, which may or may not have mattered. I don't think it would have KO'd without the Zen Headbutt, but that's not really what I was going for. I was just trying to get him low enough so that he couldn't switch out from Stealth Rocks, which I don't believe I needed the crit to accomplish that. So basically that crit is just affording me these free hits on Quagsire, and unfortunately for him, I'm actually getting continuous defense drops while he's trying to Life Orb stall me with Recover, just to make sure that he gets me low enough to where he can kill me with 1 Earthquake. So yeah, I am getting a little bit of hacks here. I'd say a little bit unwarranted or unnecessary, but regardless, I apologize for that, I suppose. And I think I got like a 2nd or 3rd defense drop in a row, which is pretty fucking crazy, but regardless, he is just going to take advantage of the Life Orb stalling and finish me off with an Earthquake, although it didn't really matter because I still had a Scarfed Meganium with ×4 effective Seed Bomb, which would have KO'd him, I believe, from full health. And even if it didn't KO him from full health, we saw how much damage an Ice Punch did, and if he had gotten an Ice Punch in conjunction with the Psychic that's about to rack up on me here, you can clearly see that that would not have been a KO. So that was a great game, JT. I do believe I'm going to finish it off with that Seed Bomb. It was really, really fun, really enjoyable. You guys should definitely check him out. I will leave a link in the description. He actually narrated this battle a long time ago, so if you want to see his take on it, feel free to do that. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Leave me some feedback. Let me know what you think about the switching of the watermark or perhaps the border around the video, things like that. If you didn't get a chance to see the last video that I did for Ancient NU Week or an Ancient NU Battle or however you want to label it, go ahead and check that out. Link is on the screen, and that's going to be about it for today, guys, so I'll catch you later.